So we're out from the desert, right? And we see Kliff. I mean, what a offseason that man's been through. You know, obviously working with Caleb Williams, and then, you know, talking to Vegas, talking to Chicago at one point, talking to Philly at one point. He lands in Washington. And, you know, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but from what we saw for 4 years in the desert, like, I just didn't see, you know, the innovative playmaker that sometimes he's made out to be. What do you think the fit – how do you think the fit is in D.C. for Kliff?
I mean, I don't love it. I'm underwhelmed, right? I am. I'm underwhelmed by everything they've done. I mean, Dan Quinn, and I think your questions that you bring up about Kliff Kingsbury are very real and fair. You know, we're not trying to be jerks.
Right.
I mean,
Great guy.
saw, yeah. But there's a little bit of a cap or a plateau in the offense every year because there's lack of, you know, evolving imagination, versatility in the offense, right? So I would always on my podcast or with Florio on PFT would always be like, hey, it's week 9. Everybody's caught on to what Kliff Kingsbury and everybody are doing. It's not that complicated, right? So they're all over it. What's going to be the next move? And then, of course, you guys would kind of fall apart down the stretch and then not get in the playoffs and do all that. I'm shocked, right? I really am. I can't even believe it. You know, I know he's been with all these great quarterbacks, right? Damn, I mean, but they don't ever win with any of them. Okay, that would be one thing I'll throw out there. And I know these quarterbacks like him because he's their buddy, right? Kliff is an awesome dude. And I'm saying some things here that I know are a little tough and controversial or whatever else. I get it. He probably won't like it if he heard it. I like a lot about Kliff. I know he knows how to relate to players and do all that. But at the same time, what I want to tell, like, Caleb Williams or any other one out there going, like, your buddy as your head coach is not a recipe to be Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes. That's not what happens. Think about every great quarterback in time. I mean, Terry Bradshaw, he couldn't even get his coach to like him. Like, he won 4 Super Bowls, and the coach was still like, you're a jerk. I mean, Bill Walsh benched Joe Montana in '88 for Steve Young for a few games, and then he came back in, and then there was always that, right? I mean, Jimmy Johnson was never cool with Troy Aikman. He made it tough on him. Belichick and Brady, right? So that, to me, is the other thing where I see him get hired. Like, oh, he's so good with the quarterbacks, and I'm going to be like, I get it, but I want the guy to be the coach. Shanahan's not like, hey, Brock Purdy, let's go have some beers and hang out and chill, bro. That's just not the way the world works. And that's what I don't understand sometimes right now in football.